We're going to get into this first Wolof session. So to the classroom we go. So today what we're doing is different types of food. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Different types of food. So common foods as well. And we can, because at first I was going to say, let me just do random objects. And then I was like, as I was doing the random objects, I was like, oh, I haven't done food actually. So let me do food, popular foods and all of them things there. If I've missed anything, let me know. If there's anything you want to know, let me know in the comments as well. And yeah, man, let's get into it. So first of all, just to clear a couple things up, there's certain things that don't necessarily, they're not necessarily they don't have like a Wolof name, or if they do, people don't use it anymore. Because what you got to realize is, as time goes on, people get more and more influenced by outside culture, especially when it comes to the utilization of the internet. People being able to call someone from 100 miles away just easily, just like that, in a click of the finger, in a little move of the finger, you know what I mean? So that's one thing you got to keep in mind, is that as time goes on, people will leave certain traditional words in the background. So to actually find them, you'll have to talk to someone who really, really knows the language. You get me? So things like butter, it doesn't really have a name. People just say butter. Papaya, like the fruit, papaya, you know what I'm saying? What else? You got butter, people just say butter. Papaya, people, cucumber, things like cucumber, people just say cucumber. You know what I mean? Certain things don't really have any names. So let me just get this stuff up, my notes up on my phone. You know what I'm saying? Let me get my notes up, put my notes right here in front of me. And let's get to it. So first two things, and they're not actually something that's edible, but they're things you're going to know. And that's kitchen. First, the kitchen, because what do you do in the kitchen? You make food. So the kitchen is called Wagne. That's kitchen, Wagne. And don't worry, I'm going to have everything. Well, I guess you might already see it. Everything's going to be above me. So you'll get the subtitles. And once again, I need to reiterate this every single video. The way I spell my words, I'm not necessarily spelling it the right way. I'm spelling it how it sounds, so that it can help you. Because when it comes to Wolof, you're not really writing it like English. You know how you write English every single day, texting someone, emailing someone, you know what I mean? You're constantly writing and speaking English. When it comes to Wolof, you don't really write Wolof like that. So I guess I don't really need to show you the right spelling. So I guess I can, if you want to know like a little book or a dictionary, or to get that proper meanings, then let me know. But when it comes to my thing and the way I do it on my channel, I just give it to you how it sounds, so that it's easy for you to remember as well. So first, kitchen, where you prepare food, that's Wagne. Then you got cooking. Cooking is Togah, cooking Togah, because what do you do with the food? You cook the food. So cooking Togah. And then you got rice, malo, rice, malo. Then you got meat and chicken, which is Yappa. And then obviously there's different types of, like, obviously you got beef, all of them things there. So for example, if you're doing like goat meat or lamb, you would say Yappi bay. Lamb meat, Yappi bay. So there's basically like different names. What they'll do is, because it's kind of like when I did my siblings episode, you can go watch that. They don't necessarily say, they don't have a word for brother, or they don't have a word for sister. They basically say boy brother, boy sister. Same thing with the meat. They don't say, like, they don't have an actual name for a goat meat or whatever. They actually say goat meat or beef meat, or, you know what I'm saying, just like that. So if you just for an example, if you to say goat meat, you would say Yappi bay. So that's goat meat, Yappi bay. And then you got fish, which is jen, fish, jen. Then you got egg, which is nen, which nen uses. That's in an anime, I'm sure. But yeah, we're not talking about anime. We're chatting about actual egg. You know what I'm saying? An egg, nen. And then when you say, how you say raw egg is nen bu nyorrut. That's raw egg. Nen bu nyorrut. Raw egg. Nyen bu nyorrut. Nen bu nyorrut. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Wolof kind of has a little bit of a tongue twister. And then cooked egg is nen bu nyor. Cooked egg. Nen bu nyor. Cool. Then you move on to bread, which is Mburu. Bread, Mburu. Cool. Then you got potato. What the hell is a potato? Potato. Pompiter. Potato. Pompiter. And then we move on to tomato, which actually I was gonna say that tomato, they don't necessarily have a word for it, but they don't say tomato, they say Tamateh. That's what they say. They don't say tomato or we. You know what I'm saying? Well, technically I'm Mandinka, so I shouldn't say we. It's more so they, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, tomato, tamateh, tomato, tamateh. Cool. So it's kind of like in between. We have our own word, but we still keep it English at the same time. It's like hovering in between it. So tomato, tamateh. And then onion, soble. Onion, soble. And one thing I gotta say is shout out Lang. That's my guy, one of my friends in Gambia, very very good friend. Because I forgot what well, not tomato. I forgot what egg was called, and I also forgot what onion was called. So I literally had to message him like, yo, how do you say this? And then he sent me it back. So shout out to Lang. You know what I mean? Man like Lamin. So yeah. That's onion, soble. And then you got pepper, Kahni, pepper, Kahni, pepper, Kahni, and that's hot pepper, Kahni. And then you got salt, Horom. I was about to say pepper again. Salt, Horom. That's how you say salt, Horom. That's salt. Peanut butter, Degeh. Peanut butter, Degeh. And the reason why I mention peanut butter, because it's not necessarily common, but it's a common thing in Gambia in terms of when people make one of the most, I feel like the most, if I was to say the most common dish in Gambia is most likely domoda, because obviously every single culture has their own basically dish. Every single culture has their own dish. So I'm Mandinka, so my cultural dish is domoda. For the Wolof speaking people, they're not their what do you call it, cultural dish is going to be benachin, which most people know as jollof rice, but benachin. And I feel like there was a survey also that took place when they said which is the best Ghanaian jollof, Nigerian jollof, or Gambian benachin, and Gambia won. And we're a much smaller country, so just saying, blood, we do it the best out here, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I'm mentioning Degeh, because it's a very common thing that they use in Gambia. So peanut butter, Degeh, peanut butter, Degeh. And then you got lime, limang, lime, limang. And then you got apple, pom, just a simple pom, apple, pom, which if you remember, the way you say potato is Pompiter, and then apple is pom. You see the little correlation there? And then you got orange, which is Soranse, orange, Soranse, orange, Soranse. And then you got baobab. Okay, actually this is where we switch screens here. This is where we switch screens, because this is where I actually wanted to show you guys different what do you call it, the different type of fruits that they have in Gambia. So this is not necessarily just like fruits you have all around the world, but just popular fruits that are in Gambia basically. So first and foremost, you have baobab. First and foremost, we have baobab, which is bui. Baobab bui. Now, quick story. Once upon a time with my friends when I was much younger, the former president, Yahya Jammeh, he had a big baobab plantation. And when I tell you, let me even look for a baobab tree. Baobab tree. When I tell you they're probably one of the biggest trees in the world, like they are big, they are wedge, you know what I mean? So imagine this in like a massive piece of land, just absolutely everywhere. So actually, let me get my notes up. Let me get my notes up to be able to tell this story, because that's what I want this channel to be. I don't just want it to be just me to teach you a lesson and then run away. You know what I mean? I can't use this actually. So we'll use paint instead. We'll use paint. Okay, to give you man a good idea. So let's say this right here is the big piece of land. This is the big piece of land. And then you have the trees everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then what he did was down here, there was a bunch of soldiers. There was a bunch of soldiers down here which basically guarded the land. And there was a little entrance right here. But for some reason, I feel like we couldn't have used this entrance. So this was just a knockoff. And then basically what you have to do, you have to climb the tree to go over, because basically there's nowhere you'll have like mango trees pretty much in like most compounds, and they're regular in terms of the streets. Also same thing with grapefruit trees or orange trees or lime trees. You'll see them in different places in the street, or just on the street, or just in someone's house. Basically they're common, but when it comes to baobab trees, you don't really find them. So this day we wanted some baobab. My friend said, yo, we can go to, you know what I'm saying, basically the president's land, you know what I'm saying, do a little tutu, you know what I'm saying, commit treason and them thing there, you know what I mean? So I was like, hey, say less. We were young, dumb, and we're gonna go do our thing. So we go to the entrance was locked off. Me and my friends go here. It was like probably in between like 5 and 8 of us, climb the tree. we're doing our thing, and basically because the tree is so high up, we had to basically take some, like, what did we even do? I can't even remember whether it was rocks, but it's same thing with mango trees. Cause if you can't really climb the tree because it's a very smooth tree and there's nowhere where, like, there's no like grooves where you can put your feet and put your foot in and basically climb. So we had to like take stones and throw it up. And what you had to do is, the way the baobab was hanging, it's like has like a long stalk. You had to throw it and then basically slice it. You get me? So that's basically what the strategy was. But I'm guessing because we're making all this noise and throwing these stones into the trees and all of them thing there, one of the soldiers must have heard. So I'm guessing the soldier came around this way. But the thing is, let's say like my friends were like, there was like some here, some here, some here. I was like behind here. So I was like the first person. Me and my friend were behind here, and the soldier was the first person. I and my friend was the first person that the soldier seen. And the oldest was like here, basically doing most of the work, trying to throw the stones and everything there. So the soldier saw us, passed us, said, I don't want you guys, I want the big boy, which was basically the oldest person there. You know what I'm saying? And this friend here, he was quite, you know what I mean? He was quite, I wouldn't say he wasn't even fat. It was just, he just had a muscle, basically. He had a lot of muscle. Don't ask me how this guy was so technologically advanced in terms of his body and genetics, but he was actually quite muscly. So the soldier saw that, he said, I don't want you guys, I want your friends. So he passed all the little kids, basically, which I was, and then basically, remanded, you know what I'm saying, detained my friend right here, and then took him all the way down here. We all ran out and them thing there. We're like, oh my, no. But he didn't really do anything to them. I don't think they did anything to him. They literally just let him go afterwards. But that's my little baobab story of how, and we actually got some, by the way. The mission was successful. It was 1000% successful. You know what I mean? So we actually accomplished what we needed to accomplish. We took a little small L, but is what it is. All right, so don't save that. Let that go. That's that story right there. And okay, cool. So there's different ways to make this. You can make this into a juice. Baobab juice. You can make this into a juice. Into like different ways, but yeah, you get the point. You basically soak it in water, put whatever you want to put in there, and then take out the seeds and all the stringy bits and all of them thing there. You also can mix it with wonjo. Oh, I didn't do wonjo. Sorrel. If you man know what sorrel is, this right here, if you man know what sorrel is, in Gambia they call it wonjo. Sorrel, wonjo. Cool. So sometimes they'll mix the baobab and the wonjo together. Also, people will have it as like a little business. They'll be inside the house, make the baobab, make the wonjo, put them in little plastic bags, and then put them in the freezer, and then you'll buy it for like $2 or $3, which is literally pennies, if not even less than that. So yeah, but that day, what we did was we didn't crack it open. We sliced the top. What you do is you slice the top, put water in it, put your sugar in it, mix it up, and then you have like a little stick, an edible stick that you can like mix it up with, you know what I mean, and then kind of like lick the stick, you know what I'm saying? Pause on that for anyone that's acting all booky and them thing there. So yeah, that's baobab. And then you have dita, which I didn't think I was gonna find, but I actually think I found it. Gambian dita. This is also another wait, what? This is not what I'm talking about. Oh, there it is. Boom. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Dita. This is also a very stringy fruit. This is a very stringy fruit. Once again, you also can make it into a juice. The skin, I don't even know how to explain it. It's not really scaly, but it's just a very dry skin. It's very dry. So if you like kind of like press it, it will crack open, and then it's easy to peel off. Some of them, depending on how ripe it is though. If it's very ripe, all you have to do is kind of like just press it. You know, like how a boiled egg, you would kind of like, you know what I'm saying, kind of crush it a bit or just tap it on the surface. That's kind of like what you have to do with the dita. Take it off, eat it. And it's also very stringy as well, but it's also very nice. You know what I'm saying? You can also make this one into the juice, but I haven't really had this juice as much. I've definitely had it, but not as much as the baobab or the wonjo, you know what I mean? And then the next one is kebab. So that's dita. I don't really know how to call it in English, you know what I mean? So next is kebab, which is also very common. Gambian kebab. Not kebab blood. Gambian kebab fruit. There we go. Oh, to give you an example, this is what the baobab looks like on the tree. So you'd have to throw the stone to slice the what do you call it, to slice the stalk basically, or you would throw a stick up there to basically try like catch it, you know what I mean? So that's what the baobab looks like. And then this is what the kebab looks like. This is also, let me try to find a kebab tree. Kebab tree. Kebab tree. What is a kebab tree, my guy? Kebab tree. Is that it? No, that's not really it, blood. But it's not really like a baobab tree, but kind of. So what you do with this one is, this one can once again can be made into a juice. You slice the top basically, you know what I'm saying, you get your spoon or your little stick or whatever that's edible obviously, and then mix it up. Normally people you can put salt in there, you can put sugar in there to make it sweet, you can put salt and pepper in there, whatever you want, however you want it, and it is quite sour. Gambian girls normally make this sound of when they like have it and then like spit the seed out, you know, they normally make the sound of. That probably sounds hella dumb, but if you man could hear that, that's the sound that they make. For some people it can be annoying, but because the thing's sour, that's what people do, you get me? So that's the kebab, and people can also make it into the juice. Also, you can like, you see how it is right now, someone obviously put water into this, you could put that into a little plastic bag once again, put it in the freezer, and you know what I'm saying, let it freeze up and them thing there, and also have it frozen. So yeah, that's kebab right there. Next one, this one I didn't think I was gonna find, but I actually did, which is sedem. How can I explain? What fruit is sedem like? There's a little seed in the middle of it, but all the green that you see in that, you completely eat it, and then there's a tiny seed in it. It's also sour, that's why you add the salt to it, that's why you add that's salt and pepper. People don't really add sugar to it, more so it's salt and pepper that people add to it. And the green stuff that you're seeing is edible, but I don't really know what kind of like, what fruit it really resembles. Is it like, it's not really a mini apple, you know what I'm saying? Kind of is, but it's not really an apple like that. So I don't really know what to call it, but this is what you call sedem, you know what I mean? And it is very nice. And also you can literally go up on the trees and literally just pick it off, eat it straight from there, you know what I mean? So that's sedem. And then you got kola nut, which is this is more so for the older people because it's quite bitter. So this is more so for the older people. You'll see them like grater it and then eat it. Shout out to my uncle, my grand uncle, who passed away last year. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to him. He used to eat this a lot. He always used to have one on his top pocket in his kaftan. He always used to have one in his top pocket. But yeah, this is what you call guru. Kola nut guru. Let me actually see if I can find the picture of him. 1 minute. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Here we go, people. This is my grand uncle. One of the greatest men to ever do it, blood. A generational man right here, fam. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely done a lot for my family on my dad's side and them thing there. This is Baba Alajin Jai. Basically my, what do you call it? My granddad's brother. So basically that's why I say my grand uncle, you know what I mean? So shout out to him definitely. But yeah, he has a little pocket right here. He always used to put his collar nut in there, you know what I'm saying? And he's the one that I was talking about who passed away last year, so rest in peace to him, you know what I mean? I haven't seen him in like before he passed, I didn't see him in absolute years. But yeah, man, shout out to man like Baba Alajin Jai, a great man, you know what I mean? But yeah, let's get back to it. So as I said, the kola nut, the guru, that's more so for the older generation and them thing there. And I was gonna leave you man with one other. This isn't really a food, but because I use it, mine's like done right now at the moment. But shea butter, the way you say it in Gambia is ndui ngalab. Shea butter, dewey ngalab. And obviously you can use it for your skin, you can use it for muscle pain, like if you're massaging one of your muscles because you came back from football, for you know what I'm saying, you stretch a muscle from the gym or whatever, put some on your hands, massage it, you know what I'm saying, it will seep through and them thing there for body aches and pains and all of them thing there. But yeah, that is it. I don't think I oh shoot, what did I call this thing though? Alright, boom, I didn't even have to go that far. This what obviously the English people know as tamarind, in Gambia we call it dahar, tamarind, dahar. And the thing about this is my friend literally had a dahar tree, a tamarind tree near my family's compound. So what you would do is we would basically go to his house, climb the tree and them thing there, find what do you call it, ripe dahar. You could literally eat them straight from there. You didn't even need to put them in anything. Once again, you can make juice from it. People do put it into like a little sauce or a little pepper sauce so that when they're eating the benachin, the jollof rice, they can add a bit to it. But dahar, which is tamarind, and also the leaves as well. The leaves are edible. So on the tree, you don't find any dahar. You can literally pick off one of the leaves, make sure they're clean, obviously, and then literally just eat it. The leaves are literally edible as well. So yeah, that was also my childhood, going into the dahar tree, sometimes not even finding dahar and then just eating the leaves, blood. You know what I mean? Because they do taste very nice. I can't even lie to you. But yeah, that is the end of it. That right there is the end of it. That's the Wolof session 9, I think. Wolof session 9, I think so. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this one. This is me back for real now. I'm definitely going to keep the things on going, and today I'm going to release a Wolof session, and I'm also going to react to ST Gambia's song, which is basically the biggest artist in Gambia. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to man like ST. Definitely been one of my favorites. So definitely check this out, and if you want to check that out as well, you know what I'm saying, go check it out. And in them reactions, I feel like I'm going to integrate Wolof and English into it. I might even speak a bit of Mandinka two times, you know what I mean? So yeah, and I'm not really going to I might like repeat what I say in Wolof and then in English, but I won't necessarily do it like a Wolof session, because that's not what it's for. That's what these sessions are for. So once again, you need to let me know what you want to see, or what lessons you want me to do. If you think I forgot anything, just let me know down below. Also subscribe to the channel, like, and all of them thing there, and I'll catch you, man, in the next one. It's your boy man Line Jazz, and I'm out here, fam. I'm gone in a bit, people. On Jazz, should I say, not man Line Jazz. That's for my other channels. In a bit, people.